A special court in Pune has delivered a death sentence in a case that has shocked Maharashtra and sparked strong public reaction across the state. On Monday, that is today, the court sentenced a 65-year-old man, Bhimrao Kamble, to capital punishment for the abduction, brutal rape and murder of a 3-year-old girl in Nasrapur village. The crime had taken place on May 1. And what stands out in this case is how quickly the judicial process moved. Within just 60 days, the accused was convicted on June 25 and now the final sentence has been delivered. When the judge announced the verdict, the atmosphere inside the courtroom turned heavy and emotional. Additional Sessions Judge S.R. Salunke called the case rarest of the rare. And as those words were spoken, the victim's family broke down in tears, overwhelmed by grief and the finality of the judgment. But what exactly led the court to such a strong decision? Well, according to the judgment, the evidence presented by the prosecution clearly showed extreme brutality and no possibility of leniency. The court observed that the victim was an innocent, helpless child and the crime reflected total depravity. The judge noted that it was not a spontaneous act but a cold-blooded crime carried out without any provocation. The observations made it clear that the nature of the offence shocked not just the court but also the society at large. The court also made a strong point while rejecting any possibility of mercy that even the age of the accused, that is 65 years, was not considered a mitigating factor. Instead, the judge stated that it could not reduce the seriousness of the crime in any way. Now, what does the prosecution say happened that day? Well, as per the case details, on May 1, the accused allegedly lured the 3-year-old girl with the promise of snacks and took her away from her surroundings under false pretenses. She was then subjected to a brutal assault and later murdered. The accused, a labourer by profession, was not new to criminal allegations, as records showed earlier accusations in sexual offence cases in 1998 and 2015, though he had been acquitted in all those cases. Well, during the trial, Special Public Prosecutor Ajay Misar presented a strong chain of evidence that included CCTV footage, DNA reports, medical examinations and identification parade statements. The prosecution argued that the case clearly fell into the rarest of rare category and described the accused as someone beyond reform, posing a continued threat to the society. One of the most crucial parts of the evidence was forensic in nature. Reports have confirmed injuries consistent with the allegations and biological samples linked the accused to the crime. Witnesses, including children who had seen the accused with victim, also identified him during legal procedures. The defense, however, had argued a different version, claiming it was an accidental incident. But the court rejected this explanation completely, saying the scientific and testimonial evidence clearly disapproved it. So what does this verdict mean in the bigger picture? Well, for the prosecution, this case is not just about punishment but about setting a legal benchmark for crimes of such brutality. The court ultimately agreed, stating that the gravity of the offence, the vulnerability of the victim and the lack of any chance of reform left no option but the death penalty. And with this judgment, the court has brought legal closure to a case that deeply disturbed the local community and reignited difficult conversations about child safety, justice and punishment for the most heinous crimes. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.